Hi, I'm back with another video. This time I'm going to start the introduction on camera, live, I guess, not a voiceover. And I'm going to do this picture right here. And this is a very old picture. This is one of those photo booth pictures, and it's from like 2002. And it's the only one I have, but it's like super flimsy, and it's not a like real photo paper, not real photo paper. So I'm going to scrapbook it into the book. I really don't bother with like original photos unless they're not mine, or well, they're all mine, but they were given to me, and they're kind of old. So I'm still kind of what's the word, apprehensive about using older photos like that. But I'm not the type to scan them into the computer or anything of that sort. I might have to, I'm not sure. I don't want to freak out about photos because I just want to get them scrapped and get it done. So anyway, I went off on a tangent. This is the photo I am going to scrapbook. And I am using some, obviously I'm using some materials here. But I am going to use this sheet from this paper stack. I have a few things. And these are stickabilities from the Paper Studio. I'm thinking of using some of these washi. I just pulled this last minute because, well, it was pretty much on my desk. But I think the colors go. Chipboard. I have some scraps here. And then some tools that I wanted to use were these dies. I don't know if I'm going to get to use all of them or any of them, but those are the Rolodex, dies. I don't have a Rolodex, that Heidi Swapp thing. I wanted one, but I never got it. Camera, I believe this is Amy Tangerine, and so is this. Paper plane. I don't know what that has to do with the movies, but I pulled it out. I thought it was fun. And then this one does fringe. It's the Spellbinder Celebrations by Richard Garay. I got it recently at Tuesday morning. So I'm going to use that. Okay, so I am doing the voiceover now. I did that part kind of in real time, I guess you could call it. I don't know what else to call it. Anyway, that die by Richard Garay, I got it at Tuesday morning. It is not the best. I honestly have fringe scissors, and I think they do... the French scissors from Martha Stewart, I think they do a lot better job. I've done some Easter eggs by hand like that with the scissors, and I think they came out a lot better than that die. I wish it would have worked. Maybe I'm not doing something right, or maybe it's not sharp enough. Maybe I can sharpen it. If anybody has suggestions, I would love to hear them on how I can better the quality, the cutting quality of that die. If anybody has any tips on that, that would be great. So I am really trying to use up these scraps of paper that I have. You obviously saw that I cut the shape of this die out of with that big old circle cut out of it already. And here I'm just layering pictures, or not pictures, papers, pattern papers specifically, on this picture or underneath. And I wanted to use these different shapes. I just never have touched these dies, and so, you know, one being that I don't have either the Rolodex box or that Heidi Swapp thing, which is super cute, but honestly, one, I don't have any shelf space, and two, what am I going to use it for? So I just, you know, I still like the shape of the die, obviously, because I got them. I wanted them for a certain reason, and this one wasn't long enough for me. I mean, obviously the Rolodex shape has got to be a certain height, or else it won't go around, or it'll stick out too much from the box itself if you're using it on a box, or on the one that rolls too. So I cut it so that it would extend itself from the top to the bottom, and I really like this look. I use my T-ruler very loosely. I mean, sometimes I think it ends up being a lot more crooked when I use it than when I don't. And I wanted to use both of these patterns. I love this yellow. It's just so sunshiny, happy. And then the other side is a polka dot, which is super fun. They remind me of parties, which this
layout isn't a party. We went to the movies. I took my nieces, I remember, a really long time ago. I can't even remember what we watched. And here I'm just fussy cutting these flowers, which you see there. I spared you watching me cut flowers for like 2 hours, I think. Not even. Maybe, I don't know, maybe an hour. Not 2, for sure. So here I am using this notebook punch, and what I have to keep in mind that I keep forgetting is that 1/4 inch on the top, you just lose that pattern paper. And so it was kind of an oh well moment. I didn't have as much of the pattern paper showing as I wanted to. I just tucked it too far in behind this banner, which I'm trying to set up on the top of the page. I decided that I wanted to let the 2 flowers on the craft paper show through, or be, you know, showcased, I guess. The banner kind of is being hugged by the pattern for sure. And so I do this notebook paper punch on these 2 pieces of the same striped yellow, and I just flipped one over. And I just wanted texture, I think, and also to use these 2 patterns. That was my intention. And then I didn't want to use brown or black ink. One, because I didn't know I was going to use any black elements still, and 2, because I have the craft and I didn't want it to kind of blend in with the craft paper, or kind of, you know, sink into it or meld into the paper. I kind of wanted it to stand out a bit, but not too much. And so I picked out that mint ink from Heidi Swapp, which I like. I don't mind them, but I'm not a big stamper either. So I just mainly use them to ink the edges and stuff like that. So here you see me moving the flowers around, and here I'm adhering my focal point, which is the photo, of course, to these flowers, and they're gonna kind of go around almost from left to right, from the top left to the bottom right corner. And here I go using my T-square ruler again, which I don't know what good of a difference is. Okay. What good of a difference it made, but I try to use it nonetheless. I think it helps, or at least I'm thinking that it does. Here I'm using that Maggie Holmes sticker paper, the washi sticker paper that I said I was going to use. I use it at the top of the corner of the banner, only because I don't feel like the banner has a top, obviously, right? And so I use that green one. I use a part of a yellow one on the tab, and then I fold that striped one over the top of the half of the page, so that I don't have to go cutting it and make a wonky edge on my paper, because I totally do that. I can't cut a straight line to save my life. And here I cut off a piece of the paper, which is the flower, and then I start adding elements that I liked. This was the today, and that's the date. And on the video for the date, I actually put the wrong year. I put 2012, but it's really 2002. And I fix that when I'm taking the pictures. You'll see here I put 2012, but in the pictures you'll actually see 2002. And let's see here. This tag says hello, and I mixed the Heidi Swapp papers with this Photo Freedom. I believe it's volume 2, and I can't read today. I think it's called Today's Story. That's what it says on there, on the sheet, sticker sheet set. I'm also using these Studio G chipboard stickers that you see there. I moved those for a long time, particularly the top left corner one. As you can see here, I'm trying to find a home for this one. That's exactly what I did for like 20 minutes with the flower one up top. I wanted to add my title, but then when I put it down, I felt like it was just floating. So I put a grounding element, which is this strip of branding paper strip That's what did I say that correctly? And I put at the movies, and then I added that snapshot sticker because it is a snapshot of us taking a picture at those photo booths at the movie theater. So I thought it was fitting, and added arrow stickers. And I'm looking at the sticker sheet element sticker sheet. These words are sometimes confusing. Does anybody get that way too? I guess I'm getting all tongue-tied. I found these elements, and I didn't feel like it totally went like this color wheel. I didn't feel like it totally fit what I was, doing, but I went with it because I don't know when else I'm going to use color wheels. And then I saw that they had little tinier ones, and I put those elements too around the page. You can see them in the close-ups. Now, here is where I kind of go, if I didn't go overboard before on my layout, I think this is where I did it. Because I tend to over embellish, I tend to overuse, I think I do it too much, and I don't know how to edit myself, which is something that I need to learn to do. But I went black, I'm losing my words, but I'm going to finish this up here because it's at the close-ups. Here you see that I finished the date. If you like this video and this layout, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions, leave them down below, and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye!